was thinking about submitting this year entry into this year YouTube makers, some kind of thing they got up there in New York, you know, and I can fly up there on an airplane, they say, if I get choosed. But you have to put your name in the hat in order to have the possibility of getting choosed. And I'm sure if I go to New York, I want to go big time. You know what I mean? Can I have an entourage? You know what I mean? Can I take my big hat? And this big hat don't fit. You know, if I lost it at the airport, and they say, did somebody lose a big hat? And I went up there at the front counter to get my hat, and they say, try it on. It don't fit. It's too big. It goes away. It's a low-riding hat. This is my rain hat. But, oh, right there's something in the sunlight. New York on a big airplane. You know what I mean? Man, there's a lot of logistics in this airplane flying. You know what I mean? And I would for sure have to take this bandana right here. This bandana right here makes my hat fit better. It's kind of thin, whatever color that's a paisley something, I think's what they call that. But I like this yeller hat too. Bandana, I like it. And, you know, you always have to have a red as a standby, you know what I mean, hanging out of the back pocket and nothing else. You know, it'll get you down a busy street. I'm just saying, you know, you never know what color to... I better not take my bandanas to New York. I think I'll just leave them bandanas here. I'm going to go with my big hat. The only problem there... And you know, they say you have to submit a video, so I think I'll tidy up a little bit, you know, straighten up Mac right, and I think I'll just go ahead and submit this for entry. And she put them there European type headlights on this old truck. She said, the one on the left I'm talking about. She said, come on, we going to town. European headlights. Rainy afternoon here in the middle of Tennessee. You know, there's a lot of stuff about New York I don't know. Any small towns that way. One time in Arkansas, over yonder on the east coast of the state there, east coast of Arkansas, was a Kroger store. I mean, there was more to that story that evening, more events. Boy, you know what I mean? That was an eventful evening, if I remember correct. And I do remember every word. It's one of those little sections of life that it's just there. I remember I had come out of the Kroger store with some ice in a cup, and I was standing there at the door, and the roommate I was with, I mean, that was a good old girl right there. Man, I like that girl. Anyways, I was standing there waiting on her and had this half a cup of ice. And dude come by and put $1 in my cup. You know what I mean? I think it was the girl I was with. I don't think it was me. I think he was passing the buck on to her. You know what I mean? That was a good old girl, but gosh. But anyways, I had $1. I like that girl. I wonder too, if I was to get up there in New York, you know what I mean? Man, I think you have to take a taxi everywhere you go up there, or walk, or maybe even ride one of them souped up skateboard things. Oh, what's his name? You know, the dude that gets all them views. I can't think his name, but casey-neistat. Just no need for me to tell you to click on it because you probably done it. But anyways, I think watching his videos gives me a glimpse of what New York would be. And, you know, even if I went to New York, I'd like to go by and see old Jimmy D. Rusta. You know what I mean? I wouldn't make nothing. You know what I mean? But I do have an idea. I've had this idea for a long time. I'm just between shops right now. You know, it's like work going to New York City. Man, you know what I mean? I usually don't set the clock. You know, just whatever time I get up is what time I'm up. You know what I mean? And the airplane ain't going to be waiting on me. So, I may submit this and just see what happens. You know what I mean? If it comes to it, I guess I could catch the bus. You know what I mean? Man, New York City, Shop Dog Sam. You know what I mean? Would I get a limo? How much do you tip a limo driver? I mean, there's more stuff to just going up there. But you know, some other people already done it and blazed the trail before me. And it'd be another group of newbies that's in the same category, I'm sure. But you know, you have to collaborate with somebody else. And man, you know, New York City. Gosh. So much stuff to worry about. You know, one time I was thinking I might get an invite on the David Letterman show. One of the first videos I ever done, I talked about it. And I was worried if, you know, how much does a stove, electric is my preference. You know, I'll cook on anything. But speaking of that, let's fry them green tomatoes.